A Hoosier hello to all you folks back at home. Welcome to our new set for a brief amount of time. We've built this back at home in Indy, so we can use it this week on spring break, and we can use it over the summer,
Right.
and we can keep recording when
Next
we're not
winter as well.
at IU. Yeah. So, Aiden, how are you doing today, buddy?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy spring break, but it's snowing outside for some reason, which I'm not really enjoying. But it's nice to be at home.
100%.
Yeah.
I'd really like spring break to be spring.
Yeah. No.
But it's really nice to be back here,
Yeah.
see some family, see some friends, and get across the bricks rolling, dude,
Yes.
in our new set.
I know this was a lot better than just like a blank wall. So,
Yeah, it does
yeah.
it. We got something we can show our personality,
Yeah.
show our IU and our IndyCar pride
Right.
with our brief Formula One clock. So
Yes.
all of our racing pride shown here. But Aiden, over the weekend, we had the Arlington GP.
Yeah, we did.
What did you make of the Arlington GP?
I thought it was a pretty good race. Pretty solid. I really enjoyed it. The Kirkwood Polo battle was great. Kirkwood's charge through the field I really enjoyed. And that dive bomb he did on Polo, it was amazing. Catching Alex Polo off guard is something that's very hard to do, and he did it seamlessly.
Yeah.
So he deserves a lot of credit. It was a great win.
I'm really loving 3 winners in the first 3 races.
Yeah, it has a nice ring.
This is the IndyCar that I've missed.
Yeah.
That we've all missed.
Yes.
And it at a time where IndyCar is beginning to get more worldwide popularity.
Yeah.
It's beginning to be more accessible worldwide. And the talent of the drivers and the lineup of the circuits is more fit to rival something like F1.
It is. Yeah.
It is about time for us to have the competitiveness and the different winners each week that IndyCar is known for.
Yeah.
And what it was known for as like why it was maybe better than F1. And not that we really choose here, because F1's got its own things that we love about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it today, but if IndyCar is going to be able to compete on a worldwide stage, you need something different.
Yeah.
And obviously F1 has had the same team win the first 3 races, if I'm not mistaken.
First 2.
First 2 races.
Right.
Sorry, yes, first 2
Yeah,
races.
but only 2 teams have finished on the podium. And so
Yes.
like the top 4 drivers in Australia were the same top 4 drivers in China.
100%.
Right.
So, I mean, you've got to show some diversity in IndyCar, and I love that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's up to the drivers and the teams to figure that out. IndyCar can't manufacture any of that, but they've got the drivers and teams and enough teams with the right budget to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I love that.
We have the talent. So, yeah,
100%.
it's great.
I loved Arlington this weekend.
Yeah.
But let's dive into the race. All right, and Arlington GP was this weekend, and we had a pretty, a good race.
Yeah.
Like, overall, we had a pass for the win at the end. We had a green-white checkered type situation
Kind of.
that kind of got ruined by Kiffin
Yeah.
Simpson.
Yeah, I know.
But we can talk about that as well. But, what'd you make of the actual race? Not even just Kirkwood dive bombing Plo at the end, but the event, the coordination of it, who was all there.
I mean, the event as a whole was a masterpiece. I think the Dallas Cowboys, they did a great job organizing it alongside IndyCar. I thought the presentation was incredible, like F1 level presentation. You and I talked about that, and we've talked about that previously on this podcast on how that's one thing that IndyCar really needs to step it up in, presentation, and they definitely nailed it. So I'm super happy.
100%.
All the walls had sponsors on it.
All the walls did say sponsors on it.
Yeah, so
That's it. That was your one little hint.
I know.
That presentation was getting better.
Yeah, I know.
I loved the amount of celebrities and type
Yeah.
of people that were there. Obviously, F1 events are loaded with them, especially when they're in the United States, and there was a growing number.
We had celebrities back in St. Pete as well. Like honestly,
Yeah.
this entire year so far, we've had them show up. So I think it's been great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good for the expanding brand of IndyCar.
Exposure, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exposure. And I think the race was a banger one.
It was.
I believe this was the 3rd race in a row that has hit 1.2 million watchers or something.
I haven't seen the numbers yet. I don't think those come out yet.
All signs point that it's going to
It's
be.
probably going to. I mean, St. Pete was I think 1.4 and Phoenix was at 1.2. If I'm not mistaken.
And that's perfectly fine with
Yeah.
me. They sold the most merch this weekend than they ever have outside of the Indy 500.
Right.
They
Yeah.
said they sold more merch on Friday than they typically would throughout the entire race weekend, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's great. Like the local marketing there must have been insane. And I think I've talked to you about that as well, like how they need to push in the more local markets, make it a can't miss event. They did that.
Yeah.
100%.
Grandstands were announced sold out right
Sold
before
out,
the race.
right, exactly. Yeah.
And they looked good where they were placed around the track and how they were decorated to fit like the atmosphere of the track. It looked great.
And that's part of the presentation aspect as well, and they nailed it out of the park.
100%.
Yeah.
I loved it. Let's get into the race. Marcus Ericsson starts on pole.
Yeah.
He gets his pretty good start to the race, but ends up getting passed in the pits by Alex Blow.
And pit stops back at it. Yeah.
Dude,
they had a lot of pit stop issues.
I don't think they had a single fully clean pit stop the entire day.
They did not.
It's unbelievable and unacceptable, and the fact that they still won that race is
that's
sad.
It's down to Kyle Kirk. Kyle Kirk was the one who won them that race.
100%.
Like that pit crew was going to lose him it, but
100%. And this is this is nothing. We know Alex Blow is a rising goat. We know he's one of the best to ever do it already in IndyCar.
Right.
And he's still probably got more championships ahead of him, maybe this year. Do not count him out yet. But
no, definitely not.
I'm not going to say the Phoenix race because whether it was his fault or Renus' fault, he did end his race early by what I'd call a racing incident.
I'd say it's his fault.
But does this race... we saw Kyle Kirkwood won some street courses last year, but he kind of did it on pit strategy or, some other things. Out a straight-out duel with Palou. This is kind of the first time we've seen Palou lose a straight-out 1v1 driver duel.
And they mentioned that on the broadcast. It was like that was something that we've never seen. I feel
100%.
like when Palou's in a 1v1 fight with somebody, he always comes out on top.
Yeah.
Except, I guess, Mid-Ohio, but that was more because he made a mistake and then Dixon...
He is human in those situations. Like, do we see... I don't want to say like this overtaking thing or where Palou's kind of coming back down to earth, but are other drivers starting to figure it out and catch up?
Maybe.
Or other teams? Because the biggest thing is Palou is not only is he such an amazing driver and executed at every single time he was asked except for Mid-Ohio, which is literally his one mistake.
Yeah.
But his team was perfect. They didn't make mistakes on their pit stops.
Yeah.
Their strategy was always correct. Whether it's Palou or the team...
The 10 team is formidable. And that's
100%.
another part of why Palou's so dominant. Yeah.
But, are other teams starting to catch up to that? Are they starting to figure it out?
Yeah.
Right? It took them longer than it probably should have. But, Kirkwood and his guys have got it worked out on the street courses, and they have his number. And they rode the right strategy. They rolled the dice, got tires, and drove up through the field.
Yeah.
And I love that. And the strategies this weekend, as a longtime IndyCar fan who's been watching since... I remember the early season I remember was 2014, right? I've been watching for over a decade. The strategy in this race was kind of hard to follow for me. It was all over the place.
I enjoyed that.
No, I did too. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was, I think there were probably 3 or 4. It looked like there were 3 or 4
different strategies
going on.
There were, yeah.
Just because it split out a few times. And usually you can see, Palou's in 8th, but he's actually the leader. Power's in 1st, but he's off strategy.
Yeah.
There, at one point, you couldn't tell when the race was going to end in comparison to all this. So you couldn't tell if Palou was actually in 1st or if Power was actually in 1st. And I think Power was really banking on some yellows.
Oh, yeah.
Which obviously didn't come. Love that we didn't.
But the tire offset did get him a 3rd place finish.
100%, yeah. And obviously his strategy did work out. And I think I loved how we did go green until the very end almost. And it was only due to a Christian Rasmussen battery issue.
Yeah.
That's Chevy's fault, from what I've heard. Nothing on the ECR. Stuff like that happens all the time. It's nothing new.
It's an ironic battery issue, and we're talking about F1, and there are all their battery issues, and then IndyCar has a battery issue. That's funny.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Look for him, but you know what? Rasmussen was having a solid day. He was probably, I think, 12th around there when that happened. So upsetting for him for sure. And it would have been awesome to have yellows do make racing exciting for the casual fan. And I think the opportunity to have a green-white checkered was very entertaining. Very sad for Kirkwood as he was running away with that race, but ended up winning it anyways. Excuse me. I'm over here yawning. Yeah. But overall, I think great race weekend.
Totally.
I don't think IndyCar should have any regrets. No regrets. I think this should be a staple on the calendar.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great. I loved Scotty Mack's interview after first practice.
All the drivers liked it. Scotty Mack, Pato.
Yeah.
Everyone. Everything.
I just loved Scotty got out of the car and goes, "Giorgio, this is immediately my favorite street circuit I've ever driven." And looking at the track and the track map, I didn't think it was. I thought it was going to race well and be a good circuit, but I didn't think the drivers were going to really like it because there's a lot of straights, and most of the straights is in one spot, that 1 mile long.
There's a lot of cool like corner shapes though.
That's true.
The thing that they made with it.
I love the horseshoe corner. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like the carousel at Road America, but just obviously flat and a little not as long, but still a very like large sweeping corner. You kind of got to apex mid corner and then really bring it back out. It's really weird to drive.
Yeah.
And interesting to see on the onboard. I loved Fox posted Rossi's onboard from practice one, just doing a full lap.
Yeah,
it looked amazing. The bumps were huge, which a lot of F1 fans probably will they'll criticize a little bit.
Yeah,
because all F1 street circuits are really smooth and flat.
Yeah.
But I love that about IndyCar racing.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult to drive. It shows what the cars can handle. Because hitting those bumps at 200 miles an hour on the back straight is not anything light. And a lot in the suspension. It just shows how durable and strong an IndyCar is.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
100% success. I hope it gets announced that it's coming back next year.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. And
there's no way this is a one-time thing.
I really hope the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and the funding group behind that enjoyed it as much as we all did.
Oh, I think they did. Everything I've heard after the race has been super positive on their side. So
I loved him coming on the broadcast for the race and Jerry Jones and talking about just why he dove into this and how cool it is seeing the track just around his stadium and everything. And it's what an iconic place for IndyCar to be raced in, right? Around one of the most iconic stadiums in America. It's hosted Super Bowls. It's hosted Taylor Swift Eras tours.
Yeah.
It's hosted everything you can think of. So it's going to host World Cup games this summer, right? It's an iconic stadium in the world.
Something ironic I just realized. So you talk about how, like, I guess you could say that Andretti's the Dallas Cowboys of IndyCar. Yeah. Isn't it kind of ironic that they won at the Cowboy Stadium? Like,
that is kind of funny.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I like that comparison as well. But no, I think it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see IndyCar go back.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to talk something about Will Power. Will Power got his first podium for Andretti, which is very cool, and I think that's huge. His strategy was good, and I think him getting his podium at Arlington makes a lot of sense to me because he has no reference from driving there with Penske. So, like, learning it entirely new is easier, like from scratch, right? It's easier than having all the knowledge of how the old car drove and then trying to apply that with the new car. Because it's so difficult when you know something inside out, but then you have to change it versus learning something completely from scratch.
100%.
So it doesn't surprise me that this was Power's first podium for Andretti.
Doesn't surprise me either.
Huge weekend for IndyCar, though. Yeah.
100%.
So, in the world of F1, Mercedes has won again. Kimi Antonelli got his first win, which is really cool. He started on pole. He was the youngest pole sitter, second youngest race winner, and then youngest driver to get a hat trick. So, which is pole, win, fastest lap. That's huge. Yeah.
That's great for Kimi, dude.
It is.
I've talked about, I think even on this podcast too. I think Mercedes has the best driver duo in the series right now. A lot of people will say it's going to be Ferrari.
I think it's Ferrari
with
for
Leclerc and Hamilton.
Yeah.
And part of that is to do with maybe exactly at this moment it's Leclerc and Hamilton, but I think Kimi's legit.
Oh, he is.
I think Kimi's going to be.
We've watched his improvements in real time. He's 100%. Getting there. Yeah.
I think he's going to be a future World Drivers' Champion.
100%.
Especially if Mercedes. I assume he's probably going to be loyal with them and stay with them for a while, especially if they can keep up the car.
Yeah.
I love him. He's hilarious.
He's great.
He's a good dude, it seems, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
It's great to see, and I expect a lot more. And so I think that's part of why I think they kind of have the best driver duo. Obviously, George probably going to be the Drivers' Champion this year if all goes how we're seeing it so far. Yeah. So, and that's the thing I don't like about F1 is I can predict that after race 2.
Right.
But
which that does suck.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that is also maybe their biggest issue is how predictable it is. Like, if there's a good driver in a fast car, you can basically just bet that they're going to win the championship, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened last year.
Yeah.
Except last year it was a little bit because Oscar and Lando were fighting.
Yeah.
I don't see that as the case this year with Kimi and Jordan. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope Kimi steps it up immediately.
I know. It's going to take time. Like, he's done pretty well so far this year, but, like, he just doesn't have that consistency that Russell has.
20?
19. He's
19.
Our age.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
Who was the youngest winner in F1 history?
Verstappen at 18.
Oh, yeah, because he skipped F2, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh, Kimi was close.
Yeah.
Um,
Kimi was less than a year off.
It's insane.
So, yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Great to see Kimi get a win.
Yes.
And I watched the highlight. A good race.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was as good as the first.
I don't know. I mean,
At least from the beginning
probably
laps.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which even people didn't really like the beginning laps of the first.
The Ferrari battle was really good, though. And George Russell versus the Ferraris. Yeah.
100%. I do want to say I listened to the Off Track with Rossi episode, and Rossi was talking about the first race, and he was talking about how he hated the F1 race.
Really?
He thought it was so manufactured.
Yeah.
Which is not wrong, but at the same time, he's talking about how, F1 for years has been the pinnacle of motorsports. It didn't matter that it was predictable and that it wasn't very as competitive as some other racing series is, because you went to the racetrack, you looked at these cars drive, and you went, wow, there's nothing that can go faster than that. It was a spaceship on ground.
Yeah, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, 100%. And it was like, with these cars, you just don't get that feeling.
No.
You get the same feeling you do when you see an Indycar, which is just like, oh, that's really cool and really fast, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not, and I'm sure these cars are probably like still better than Indy cars in terms of like pinnacle of motorsport performance, but you don't get that feeling anymore. And that feeling is what drew so many fans from Drive to Survive, along with getting to know the driver personalities and everything. But like, that is why people pay attention to F1, because obviously we've talked about how other series like IndyCar have better everything else in terms of like racing and more winners, and it's less predictable. And just talking, like listening to the drivers, they sound so hard to drive, not fun to drive. They had a fun conversation on Off Track. They're like, I think these things are impossible to drive in the wet.
Yeah, they might be.
Hinch was just joking that he'd just he just brought in internal combustion engine with all 50 horsepower on it and just turn off the hybrid and just try to let it roll.
Yeah.
So I think F1, they're going to roll with this car for the rest of the year, obviously, and we'll see where they go from there.
They're going to keep it for the next 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
It's not F1.
It's not what F1 should be, really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love all the hybrid bits necessarily, although it's made the racing so much better, and that's all I really care about,
That's fair.
To be honest, as a fan. Like, it's exciting to watch again. And, like, the cars can follow each other. They can follow each other. I think the whole yo-yo racing thing on the straights where the cars, like, pass each other halfway down the straight and then pass each other back by the end of it or whatever, that's going to be done soon. Once the teams actually figure it out, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
And, like, eventually they're going to find a way to kill the racing, because F1 teams always find a way to kill the racing. We watched it with the ground effect regs. We watched it before then as well. It's going to happen again. And people are going to yearn for these days again in due time. But I think the racing has been really good. The cars can follow each other. We saw that with Leclerc and Hamilton in their duel, which was so exciting. So exciting. And it wasn't even... That battle wasn't even down to the hybrid. That was just down to driving skill and the cars being able to race.
Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah, they're race cars. So they should be able to race.
100%.
Not being a DRS train like they were in the last 4 years. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
I still respect F1.
Yeah.
Those drivers are still legit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those things are still very difficult and hard to drive.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're fun to drive.
I don't know. They seem... In qualifying, they don't seem fun.
No.
With all the clipping and stuff. But in the race, they seem fun. Because like you can actually like race, like I said. Like you don't lose 3/10 in a slow corner because of dirty air.
Yeah.
You're actually able to... You lose like maybe half a tenth. Or a tenth.
Yeah.
And then like... But you can just go around, pass them. It's fun.
You can actually pass now.
Yes.
Which is nice.
I know.
And I do like how the cars are a lot smaller.
I do like that
I thought
too.
they were way too big
They
before.
look so cool too. I love the
They
look
do
of
look
them.
cool.
They just don't sound cool.
Yeah. That's part of racing and how it's moving nowadays with the hybrid engine and everything. They're not gonna sound cool. Or at least not as cool as we
If you want cool sounding cars, watch WEC or IMSA.
Yeah.
Because those things are beasts. The hypercars especially.
100%.
Yeah.
They sound awesome.
Yeah.
Well, F1 had a great weekend. Now let's dive into NASCAR's weekend.
Yeah.
They're at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Danny Hamlin got a win. What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was really cool. I mean, like, he needed that so bad after, like, what was a just tragic offseason for him. You know, he lost the championship in Phoenix unfairly, really just to an overtime restart. He dominated that race, was leading with 2.5 laps left to go, and then Byron's tire blows, and he loses it. So sad. That was just terrible. That was, like, one of my least favorite moments in racing I've ever watched live. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe my least favorite. Then, his parents' house burns down over the offseason and his dad dies. Like, that's just terrible. So, it was a really tough offseason for him and his family, and no one would have blamed Denny Hamlin if he had just walked away and given up racing. And, he considered it, but he made a promise to Joe Gibbs that he'd come back and race for 2026, and he did, and he's won in the 5th race of the season.
So
that's
awesome.
just outstanding. It's inspiring, His
Yeah.
dedication to racing and to just keep going. It's really cool.
You can really tell he's got a love for it, which is obvious.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin's been a staple in the NASCAR series for at least a decade now, probably more.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say exact years. I don't know the stats
Yeah.
on that, but it's good to see him get a win. It's good to see. It's kind of like a redemption story, if you know what I mean. Like
100%.
just kind of him catching up on everything that's happened in his life, and I'm sure that celebratory moment for him was huge.
Yeah.
So good
He
win.
had his wife, his kids, and his mom out there.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So good to see.
Yeah.
Was he in the FedEx car this weekend?
He was in FedEx isn't sponsored him anymore.
Oh, really?
He was in the Yahoo car.
I always loved that car.
I know, me too.
It looked so sick.
It did look cool. Yeah.
Well, NASCAR had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Who's your driver of the race?
Denny Hamlin.
Is it Denny
Yeah,
Hamlin?
yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's gotta be, yeah.
I didn't know if there was someone driving up from the back.
Actually,
that
Chase
was
Briscoe had a
good.
good race. He had a pit penalty very early on, and he had to earn his lap back. Actually, I think he ended up being 2 laps down at one point, but he got his lap back, and he drove up to the top 10. It's really impressive, but yeah. The Gibbs cars were really fast, and the 2311 cars. All the Toyotas, the top 6 Toyotas were really good.
Toyota is killing it this year.
They are killing it this year. They've won 4 of the first 5 races.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, really cool.
Um,
And Denny Hamlin and his team have won 4 of those.
Yeah.
With Tyler Reddick, so yeah.
Kind of given Honda vibes from IndyCar last year.
Yeah,
where
totally.
Chevy just couldn't keep up.
No.
Um,
And Chevy hasn't won a race yet. The other race has been won by Ryan Blaney for Penske for Ford.
Yeah.
So,
and in IndyCar, it's all been Honda this year.
yeah.
Well, I guess on street courses.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Newgarden
Newgarden
won
won
on
last
in the
week.
Chevy.
Yeah.
It was a good time of racing. And
Yeah. It was a fun weekend. And, I think my top 5 or top 3 favorite things, I'd say Hamlin's win, Hamilton's first podium for Ferrari was really cool, and then obviously Kyle Kirkwood's lunge on Palou to win the race. I think that was really
100%.
cool. So
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
It was a great end of the IndyCar race.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
Perfect.
Kimi Räikkönen won in China.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, as the announcer,
Uh-huh.
how do you mess that up?
It's his first win. And you can't say his name right. You say Räikkönen. Oh my god.
His face when they said that was so funny.
I know. And Räikkönen hasn't raced in F1 in 5 years. It's
Yeah.
been 5 years.
When was the last time you won?
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And like this announcer does the podium for every race, right?
Yeah.
Like
Hey, I'm sure he probably feels horrible. about
Yeah,
it,
I
and it
know.
was an honest mistake. So, and I'm sure Kimmy didn't seem to care that much.
No, he was laughing about it.
Which is the biggest.
Yeah, he went and talked to Lewis when he was on the podium. He was like, "Did he just say Räikkönen?"
Yeah, it's the biggest. Like, if Kimmy's fine with it, then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that
Yeah.
much. If Kimmy was really upset, then it's a little more sad. Did you see the video of Toto saying that they got the all top 3 on the podium because
Yeah.
Lewis is still their driver?
That's so cool. And
I
like,
kind of like that.
That is true though. I mean, like Lewis still goes to the Mercedes guys sometimes and like hangs out with them. Like he's still part of that family. He just isn't racing for them because he wanted to fulfill his dream of racing for Ferrari, which I really respect, and he's doing a great job right now. Last year didn't go so well, but he's redeeming himself this year, which is great to see as a Ferrari fan.
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed it. So yeah,
you got to respect the GOAT and what he wants to do.
Totally.
So.
Yeah.
100% understand that, and I really want to enjoy watching him race at the end of his career. Right?
Yeah, me too.
I'm honored and happy that we're old enough now we can remember it, because
Mhm.
obviously we were alive during his real greatness.
Yeah.
But
Neither of us were following F1 at the time.
No,
he was winning his championships.
the first year I remember was the Verstappen Lewis year.
21. That was my
The
first
close
season as well.
year.
Yeah.
Where the controversial last pass and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't old enough to respect it, but I do know what happened.
Yeah.
I do respect it now.
Yeah.
And I'm just not that he's probably not going to win another one.
Probably not.
And
Ferrari clearly don't have the car. I mean, they don't have the engine really. Like their chassis aero is the best on the grid by far, but they lose all the time on the straights to Mercedes.
100%.
Yeah.
And I respect him a lot
Mhm.
for making the move, and
And also, but by him doing that, it gave Antonelli the chance to go
did.
to Mercedes. And look at that. Paid off 26th start, and he's already a Grand Prix winner.
Unbelievable.
That's really cool. He drove a really good race.
I've believed in him since the beginning.
Me
I remember I saw a video of Kimi. He was sitting down with like Oliver Behrman and a few other those F2 guys at the time, and they were asking him about. You might have seen this. They're asking him about like lap times from specific sessions.
Yeah, and he memorizes his lap times.
That's single impressive. One, like fastest lap time from every session he's ever done.
Yeah,
they'd be like P1 Baku, 2023, and he would like exactly what it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this kid's legit.
Yeah.
Just like that mental dedication.
Yes.
Doesn't come lightly.
And I saw a Connor Zilisch interview where he was talking about racing Antonelli, and like he knew he was going to be an F1 and be a superstar at like 13 years old when they were racing in karts together. And look, both of them have turned out great. So
they're both the next prodigies of each sport.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, dude, Connor Zilisch is legit. Kimi Antonelli's legit. Mm-hmm. The hands of motorsports.
Oh yeah.
Or no, the future of motorsports is in good hands.
I also want to give a shout out quickly to Oliver Behrman. He's going to be a future superstar at Ferrari in a few years once Hamilton retires. No idea when that's going to be, but he drove to P5 for Haas in China, and I thought that was really cool. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I think I missed that when I watched the recap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ollie Behrman, I've liked since the beginning.
Me too.
A few reasons. One, he's an amazing personality in the series.
He's so funny.
I love that series of when they asked or that clip why he retired, and he went to his PR guy and he goes, save the engine.
Save the engine, yeah.
He's so funny. He's a good driver. I think he outdrives that car. It reminds me of early Pato when he was in the the Schmidt-Peterson motorsports car at the time. McLaren hadn't really taken over yet. And so it wasn't really a top 4 car on the series. It was a good car, but
solid.
It was like an AJ Foyt level car.
Right.
And he always outdrove it.
Yeah.
Got a win in it. And that's how I knew Pato was going to be legit.
Yeah.
And I kind of see the same in Behrman. Mm-hmm. So I know he's a Ferrari factory driver. Do you think there's a world where after Hamilton retires, he takes that seat?
100%. He's going to.
You think so?
Yeah.
I love that.
I have no idea who else would take it. Like, he's so talented and he's beloved by that team. So I think, he's going to be there.
I love it. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what he can do in it.
Me too.
I don't want Lewis Hamilton to retire, but I want.
Neither do I. That's the conflicting thing.
But I want Behrman to get a Ferrari sooner.
I know. I want to see Behrman at Ferrari as soon as possible, but I also want to see Hamilton stay in F1 for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see Hamilton leave Ferrari because I like him and I like Ferrari.
And I don't want to see Hamilton exit F1 early just so Behrman can get his
I know.
seats.
That's not right.
Yeah.
He's the greatest of all time. He needs to retire on his own terms.
Yeah. And I feel like we're at the point now where if he's going to move teams again, it's not going to be to a big team.
Yeah.
He's going to go to an Aston Martin or...
Honestly, he'd just retire. If he's going to leave Ferrari, he's going to retire.
Exactly.
And
he's not going to be competitive in any other car.
He's not going to destroy his pride by going to a midfield team.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be shameful for the greatest driver ever to go to a midfielder. Yeah.
Well, Fernando Alonso's doing it right now, but...
Yeah.
Not that he's the greatest driver ever, but he's up there.
Yeah.
In the list. I'm not going to say he's like top 5, but
he's
probably top 10, top 15.
But let's see, his pride and ego has already been destroyed. Hamilton has his integrity.
His pride and ego had already been destroyed.
Yeah, so, no. But,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Verstappen's is going to be as well, which is pretty funny. He is so whiny. Oh my God.
Verstappen is?
Yes. Have you seen his interviews like after the race? This guy will not shut up. No, it's just like he just complains about the cars. He says that true racing fans don't like the new cars and like they shouldn't. And it's like
not wrong.
I don't know. I think saying that racing fans aren't real fans because they enjoy a certain type of racing is really stupid.
Max Verstappen.
I think it's just insulting.
You don't like the cars? Come to IndyCar.
Yeah,
we've got cars you'll like. We've got drivers that you can probably.
But I also don't want his fans here. Anyway, whatever.
That's a really fair point. Honestly, leave your fans though. We don't want them.
No, because IndyCar's community is just so good. It's like the least toxic racing community.
100%.
Yeah,
I feel like there's love all around, except for like 2 drivers.
Yeah, but Canapino left, so we're all good.
Yeah, Santino's still here, but
that
I feel like the race fans like Santino.
Yeah.
The other drivers don't like Santino.
No. And he hasn't been as controversial lately as he was 5 years ago.
No, he's really matured as a driver.
He has.
He doesn't dive bomb everybody.
He's also, I think, matured as a person quite a bit.
100%.
So, yeah.
Especially since like his Europe days. 100%.
Yeah. So
I like. I own a Santino Ferrucci hat. I like Santino. I get why drivers don't.
Yeah.
But it's, in my opinion, he's got the same driving style and did the same thing as Christian Rasmussen's doing right now. The only difference is Christian Rasmussen isn't not a terrible person, isn't an annoying off the track.
Yeah.
Christian Rasmussen off the track is hilarious.
He's
and
great.
Making meta glasses videos
I
for
know.
his Instagram.
God, him and Louis Foster, great.
So
I
funny.
love their content, and it's just it makes my day every time I see that. So
there's so many good young, outgoing and extroverted personalities in IndyCar right now that I think are so good for the sport.
They are.
And they're all hilarious.
Yeah.
Louis Foster, Christian Rasmussen, Pato Award.
Did you see his new Iron Man suit he got? That is so sick.
I saw that.
Just blowing so much money off on that, but I think it's a worthy investment.
He has the money for that too, dude.
I know.
He got a payday. So
I know.
I mean, like even Kyle Kirkwood has got a good personality. He's not the making TikTok type personality, but he's still a outgoing guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Andretti darts videos that they're doing with Ericsson and Power?
Yeah.
I love that because Power's like an older fella,
I know.
and Ericsson's getting up there in age, and then there's just Kyle Kirkwood. It's just a funny dynamic.
I know. It's great.
I really like it.
I love Andretti.
I think IndyCar media is doing a really good job.
They are doing a great job. So, are we in for a three-way fight between Kyle Kirkwood, Alex Palou, and Pato Award?
I in for the championship?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. I mean, it's early. It's too early to tell, maybe, but like I feel confident. They've been so consistent so far. They're winning races. Well, Pato hasn't yet, but he's been very good. He's finished top 5 in every race so far.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's on.
I do as well. I don't think there's any way we can't count out a 4-way fight. Scott McLaughlin's
Joseph
been
Newgarden, maybe.
They've both been insanely. Well, Newgarden had a bad race this weekend, but McLaughlin's been pretty consistent. I think he made a good day out of start and last. I believe he finished was it 10th?
Something like that.
Well, Rossi finished it. It's like 10th or 12th, somewhere around there. He had a good day, and he's just collecting points. He's doing the kind of old days Scott Dixon thing. Just getting good points on bad days, winning some races. Obviously, he hasn't won a race yet, but I see Scott McLaughlin winning the race this year.
He will.
I don't think he's going to have the potential to win it, but actually be there.
Did he have a winless year last year? Oh, he did.
Did he have one last year? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. Wow.
It's wild.
Yeah.
He needs to get back on it.
Yeah, I know.
I am excited to see... Dude, this is kind of a separate topic I kind of want to bring up. I'm so excited to see Penske at the 500 this year.
Yeah.
Because I think they have, obviously, 2 of the best 500 drivers of the best, not the 2 best, in Malukas and Newgarden.
Right.
And then Scott McLaughlin, it was hard to see because of last year. Because
he's been good in the past.
But he's had these steady improvements. Yeah, he was on pole 2 years ago. Right. He just steady improvements since he got to IndyCar. And I think he's climbing the ladder. He's got another guy he can learn from in David Malukas. Look at his data and see what he's doing. Both Newgarden's obviously got 2. I think Malukas is probably a future Indy 500 winner at some point in his career, especially if he stays in a Penske car. Obviously, they got good cars at the Speedway pretty often. So I think it could be pretty good. I love that Roger Penske hired David Malukas. I think we've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but that hire was kind of out of Roger's comfort zone. Yeah. Kind of out of what he usually goes with. He usually goes with a stand-up. Like, for example, when he hired Joseph Newgarden, Newgarden was also that kind of big personality at Ed Carpenter Racing and similar. And then when he got to Penske, it was kind of all business. And when he hired David Malukas, I think I got scared that was going to happen with David Malukas.
I never doubted that he'd give up the personality.
But I also had, Malukas is a bit different than Newgarden, because Newgarden was kind of just like a happy-go-lucky personality. Malukas is just, that's him. Right? And I love that Penske's been encouraging him to be that. And not really the Penske way. And I love that Roger saw the potential in him, that we all did. And obviously, he's really living up to it so far with the pole already, and he's had some good finishes on road 6 this weekend at Arlington. Yeah. And street courses are typically not his strong suit. So I love seeing his improvements. Yeah. That's talking as a David Malukas fan. I'm wearing a hat right now. Yeah. I got to bring him up at least at some point. But I think IndyCar's in a great place, but I think there are some improvements that can be made by IndyCar and Fox. Yeah. And I know you got a few ideas, so I want you to talk about it for a bit.
So the first thing in qualifying is sector times. We really need those. I've been preaching that to you for a bit, and I've seen people online complaining about that too. Qualifying, I mean, it's covered very well, But like I noticed this especially, it was crucial in the Fast Six when they were doing single car qualifying, which I think was great. It could have been better though if we had sector times.
I think they should do it every race though.
Yeah,
I loved the single car.
I thought it was
qualifying.
great, but it only works if you have the sector times and you actually see like, because like I mean, if you had like the thing where it was like red and then green, you know, like I guess that was okay, but it could have been better. If you have sector times now, you can see like actively where they're comparing to or how they're comparing to the driver who went before them or like the best driver.
Yeah.
So that would have been really cool to see, and you know we didn't have that, and it just kind of made you feel a bit lost maybe when watching it.
Yeah.
So I think we need sector times for all of qualifying going forward.
I think historically IndyCar has never really had sectors.
I know.
It wasn't really until some of these European guys started coming over, so circa like.
But we have sectors.
Well, yeah, 2015, 16, where we didn't even have sectors on the track.
Yeah.
It was just racing, just full lap times.
Yeah.
And they started to add sectors, and it started to become more of a more prominent topic.
Yeah.
But like for example, I don't know where the sector breaks were at Arlington, just because they're not
talked
highly
about.
talked about.
I know, but if you brought them up, then people would know.
100%.
So, yeah, I mean, there was a graphic they posted after the race where Kyle Kirkwood was fastest in sectors 1 and 2, and then Mick Schumacher in 3. He
really?
had a bad race, but yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I love that, and I think it should be moved to IndyCar. I think a lot of
Yeah.
these things like that, like sector times,
helps the fans follow it better. So I think
that, and I think a lot they were worried about it for a while because of the comparisons to F1.
Yeah, but everyone's doing it.
100%.
All these, yeah.
I agree. I don't think that's one of the things we need to worry about. But that is one of the reasons I really like single car qualifying. Is it was dramatic.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like an Indy 500 type qualifying, and I love that. That doesn't just need to be a 500
Yeah.
thing. That can be every race.
It was
and
hype.
it differentiates us from F1 in a way.
Right.
It's come watch IndyCar. All qualifying is more dramatic. It is easier to follow because it's one car at a time once you get to the Fast Six compared to Q3 and F1, which is 10 cars going out there and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. And not that that's not a bad way to qualify. Obviously, IndyCar's done that for years, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And I think we should do this at every road and street course. I think the drivers really liked it. I love the shots of Ericsson on the pit box as Pelot was going, and
that was
watching
great.
him celebrate as he saw Pelot drop back into the red.
Yeah.
Like I love that type of content that it allowed us to get, and as long as Fox is happy to give us it's like a 5-minute extra TV window we'll need for it. As long as we get that from Fox. I loved and I saw Stingray talk about this before the race. I loved it shows that drivers can turn it on and execute in one lap, and which really shows how good they are, right?
Yeah.
There's no setup laps and get the tires in the right spot.
They have like half a lap to get going.
Your car's not ideal. Go turn the fastest lap you can.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
That was great.
I adored that, and I really want to see it the rest of the races this year.
Live radio during the races would be cool. So you see like an F1 or like WEC and stuff, like they have like radio clips like on the side, and like sometimes they like chime into the radio and you hear it, but like it'd be cool like to like see what they're saying like on the side and in text, and then you hear that throughout the race just from drivers. It helps you like understand the personalities more. And like there's so many great radio moments in F1, for example, like Leclerc saying this is like a mushroom in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that in Australia, and then this weekend he said like that was actually really fun, like when battling Lewis, and like everyone was laughing about that. It was like the Ferrari drivers were killing everybody because like it was they were so close to each other that it was crazy. Yeah, but like if you had that in IndyCar, where Pelot is like saying like some shit, like that'd be really great.
I love because IndyCar has live radio. It's just that you can access it through their app.
Yeah,
you can go on their app.
It should be on the broadcast,
and you can hear their radio.
Yeah, but no one wants to go on an app for that.
Exactly. I say that to say they have access to it.
Yeah, I know.
I think you're right. They should have a way to get it on the broadcast more.
Yeah.
I know it's as Fox as a broadcaster, it's hard to detect these radio moments.
Yeah.
Without
they're gonna have to have like a team doing it basically, because
hire an extra person or two.
Yeah. That's all it would take.
Heck, hire me. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll move from my job of driving around golf carts to listening to team radios all race and telling you what's funny.
I'd be down to do that. Yeah,
100%. Aiden and I will do it for you.
Yeah.
Eric Shanks. Just in case you're hearing this, we'll listen to radios for the entire race.
Yep.
And anything that's funny, we'll let you know about.
Uh-huh.
And you can put it on your broadcast.
Yes. True story.
Eric Shanks isn't hearing this, but
no, probably not.
I think it's a great idea for IndyCar.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, F1 overuses their radio sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
They chime in a lot of the times for stuff that could have just been said by the broadcasters and didn't need to make a segment out of it. So I think there's a sweet spot for IndyCar to find.
Only takes like 10, 15, 20 seconds though. So
Also
I don't
true.
really have a problem with it.
Yeah, I don't have a massive problem with it, but I don't think IndyCar needs to go that extreme with it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they can just kind of mess around with different things and like see how much they need it.
Yeah, because they use it sometimes, but sometimes it's delayed.
Yeah, it is.
And like Hinch in the broadcast this weekend they brought something up about, I think it was when Ericsson could stop, but they didn't know when it was from, so you didn't. And that kind of confuses people. So I think if we can get maybe like a lap stamp on when it happened, that could be helpful.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So I think
there's definitely something they can figure out with that. I think
100%. You've got written here in the notes that you think IndyCar should improve their use of AI. I want you to talk about what you mean of that.
So, like, on the broadcast we've seen, this is not just for IndyCar. This is, like, I noticed it's NASCAR, too. There's a lot of AI stuff. Like, they kind of looked a bit weird. I feel like using AI is okay as long as it looks good. But when it doesn't look good, it just kind of feels cheap.
So you're talking about, like, graphics and stuff that they use like that?
Yeah, like, did you know in, like, the pre-race thing when they had, like, the cartoon, like...
Yeah,
drivers and stuff. That didn't look super great.
It just doesn't look the best.
It feels corny and like I don't know. And there was like the Darlington preview for NASCAR, and they had like Logano's car doing a burnout, and it like didn't look anything like a NASCAR stock car, and it felt really bad. Same with they had a Reddick one for this week, and it was literally a GT3 car. It had a GT3 wing on it, but it had the 45 and like Monster Energy sponsors, and he's not even sponsored by Monster Energy anymore. It's not cutting it.
You just gotta at least review it more.
Yeah, and like they have actual footage of these guys doing burnouts. I don't understand why they can't just use that.
Yeah, it's weird to fit in the graphic and whatnot, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It needs to be accurate. Sponsors pay a lot of money to be on these cars, and if you're gonna use them in a graphic, you should use accurate sponsors. Yeah. Accurate cars should be promoting NASCAR, not GT3s.
Yeah, I know.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think a lot of TV companies and stations are figuring out how to use AI, what's acceptable, what's not.
Yeah.
What's the moral and ethics of that, and because it is taking over our world a bit. And I think Fox in general, and Eric Shanks talked about this when he came to talk. If you're not using it, you're falling behind.
Yeah.
Because it's more efficient, it's more effective. It's just.
I think it depends what you're using it for.
100%.
Using it to do like charts and shit, that's fine. But like when you're using it to like promote your series, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 100%. A bad look, especially when there's so much pushback from people, race fans especially, like regarding AI. They don't want to see it. It's not a good look for its series if you're using it all the time. I think as long as the quality's fine, it's okay. But if it's low quality AI, it's garbage. Don't use it.
100%. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It needs to be reviewed more.
Yeah.
And edited.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do sometimes, but you figure out which AI softwares work.
For DC, we better not be using the freaking Trump AI promo. That is pure shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope IndyCar figures that out.
Don't censor me. I want people to hear that.
I got you. I think IndyCar needs to figure that out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen too much from IndyCar. I've seen it more on like the NASCAR side.
It's more on the NASCAR side.
But I've seen both.
It's still Fox Sports, so I wanted to talk about it because if it does bleed into IndyCar more, I think that is a concern.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of the DC marketing so far has been from the government, not from IndyCar.
Yeah, I'm sure the IndyCar stuff will be better, but
100%.
Yeah.
But that's not to say there might not be AI in it. So, I hope it looks good if they use it. And I'm really excited to see what Barber looks like in a few weeks, what the rest of the season looks like. Dude, I missed IndyCar. Well, in the middle of that conversation,
the camera gave out.
The camera gave out again. We're still working through the technical difficulties of working in the new set, and I'm going to attempt to edit to make it look as best as it can. But we appreciate you for tuning in to Across the Bricks this week. We'll hopefully get this figured out by summer, and we can maybe have a more consistent way of filming this. Maybe we'll use our phones, or I'll figure out a way to get the camera not to shut off on us.
Probably that. Yeah,
probably that. But I appreciate you tuning in this week. We'll be back at IU next week, and for the rest of the school year until roughly early May, where we'll be right back here in these seats.
Yeah, we will. So
I'm excited to talk to you all summer.
We have 2 more races left at IU. We have Barber and Long Beach, and then we'll be back here for the GMRGP, which is 2 days after the school year ends.
And hopefully
crazy. No, one day after.
Is it actually?
It's 1 day after.
Well, it's on Saturday?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Well, I'm really hoping I'll be working that. hopefully will be working.
I hope so too.
I'm ready to skip the last few days of this semester.
Yeah, no, finals.
We'll see if we can get through it with finals, but and they specifically need us for May.
Yeah.
Like post GMR GP. So we'll be able to work that out. But we'll still bring everything to you guys as much as we can.
Yep.
So thanks for listening this week, and we'll see you next week.